I was just gonna say, super excited. One, it was like a good ending. This whole season, pretty rough for you. Pretty rough.
One of the worst years of my life.
Yeah. How are you feeling now? Because everybody's watched the finale, and I was texting Rhea while we were watching last night, and I was like, I don't know if I could go on reality TV with you, because I don't know. Like, I was like, Hannah and Paige are still able to like talk about each other, but like still be friends. And I'm like, I don't know if I could do that.
And also, like, Paige and I are like the strongest connection in the house. Like, we joke that we're like, why are we not getting married?
Yeah.
But so that is like great TV to be like, can we try to split these people up? Like, even Kyle being like, Paige is better without Hannah, while she's being like hysterical in the hot tub with me.
It's also like Hannah and I are very low maintenance in like a lot of situations in our lives. So like before we even started Summer House, it was like a week into filming, and we had a conversation. It was just like, look, no matter how many years we're on this, how long we do this, no matter what happens, as long as we don't like ruin each other's lives, like we have to have certain conversations, like you just do, like it's just natural. And we're like, but we'll always be friends after it. And like we check in every so often, like, remember that conversation? Like, we're still gonna be best friends after this. So it's kind of like an understanding that like, am I naturally in my real life gonna go have a conversation about like her and Des? Probably not, because I probably don't give a shit. But I'm on a TV show.
That's
so like I'm gonna talk about it. No, but like you have to have opinions.
It's funny because I'm similar to you guys, where like I had a job at Betches. I was the video producer there. I was writing comedy. I was having so much fun, and like I got a DM that like people know me on Summer House, and they wanted I would fit in with the group. And I remember talking to my mom being like, this could be a really bad idea for me, or this could be great. And like my first season, I feel like it was so fun, and like I gained this great friendship with Paige, and people would like see my humor and my heart. And then the next season, like, you know, Luke pursued me very hard, and I got involved with that. And, you know, people had like attacked me for some stuff, but I didn't react to it, and I was kind of like playing above it. And then this season I went in and I was like, I'm gonna call people out, I'm gonna defend myself. And I was like in my head, I'm like, I'm a fucking feminist icon. And I'm like, I'm going, and I'm just gonna.
She'd whisper to herself like this too. It was very creepy. It was very weird at nighttime. I was like, stop doing that.
No, but I this season I went in more like, I'm gonna express myself more and stand up for myself more. Like in the past when Kyle's cursed me out, like in the Giggly Squad fight, I'm just quiet, and then I'll like cry later. Or Amanda will come in and tell him to stop. And this season, things were different, and I don't really know how we got here. Like I really don't know how we got here.
I think it just turned into a lot of like tit for tat. Like then one person would say something and they would remember it, and then another person would say something to get back at them, and it just like now it's just like it's too much.
But I do have to say, a lot of my reactions, I do want to tell women out there watching, like, be angry. Like, feel emotions. When you feel you're disrespected, express yourself. And a lot of my reactions, you don't see what I was reacting to.
Right.
Yeah. How often do you guys feel like you want to say more about what goes on behind the scenes, but then you can't? That just silence. They can't even answer that question.
There's just a lot that wouldn't make sense to the viewer. Like, you can't explain it. Like, but there's a lot of like production stuff, or like just like normal life.
But I do
stuff.
think it's great TV. Like, I guess I was like very likable my last season, and like it's great TV to be like this person you guys all love.
For sure.
Like, she's a crazy person with daddy issues. I just like I will like reflect on like what happened, and I'm just, a lot of it happened where like all the interviews you'll see, like I have no interviews this season. You don't see me expressing my side of the story, and it's just like Luke saying mean things, Kyle saying mean things, Amanda saying mean things, Paige being pushed into the situation too. And then it's so easy for the viewer to be like, oh, we hate Hannah.
We just had Leah McSweeney is going to be on the show next week, and we just talked to her, right? She's going into her like second season as a housewife, and we were like, how do you feel going into season 2? Because there's so many examples of housewives that go into season 2 and everybody turns on them, and then they get like, then they're not asked back. Like they get one like their first season, great, awesome. Second season, they're like, that was awful, we hate you now, bye. And I kind of feel like that was like, everybody loved Hannah, and then it was like, how can we kind of,
and it sucks because it's like I'm the same person.
Like it doesn't have to be that way.
And but it's like great media. It's great press. It's great.
I mean, what's your relationship with Kyle and Amanda now? It can't be good.
I mean, I think that they got mad because I was going on podcasts and like saying what was like really happening. Mm-hmm. And they didn't handle the engagement well when the news came out. Yeah. And I think the reunion, I hope that people see a little more of the energy that I was dealing with in the house, that it wasn't just like me getting angry for no reason. And like there was a lot of gang ups. There was a lot of like strategic, like, let's get Hannah to like snap. Right. And I did. You know, because I want to be fucking entertaining and I want everything to be like, I want to just put my heart and soul out there and put 150% to everything I do. And like, I wish the best for Kyle and Amanda. I wish the best for Luke. I wish the best for all of them. I just don't know if they feel that about me.
Yeah. How's it been for you, Paige? Because I feel like now do you feel like kind of in the middle sometimes now?
I don't feel as much in the middle as I did in the summer because my friendship with Amanda is just very different. Like if I'm hanging out with Amanda, we're not like, what's Hannah doing? Right, you know, like it's just not like that. Yeah. So it was hard though. Like at the reunion, I'm sitting next to Hannah and look, I can disagree with like certain things maybe she said or done, but then it turns into like, okay, she didn't murder anyone. Right. And there's 8 people staring at her, just like yelling at her for hours. I mean, you sit there for 8 hours we sat there for. And I was just like, at this point, unless she has had sex with my dad, I don't give a shit what happened because this is so intense.
I mean, like, when you look back,
who can get screamed at for 8 hours?
When you look back, this all started because of trash and like he called me a lazy piece of shit. And I said, don't talk to me how you talk to your girlfriend, which I recently saw like an exchange that was upsetting to me. And like it doesn't and like it's so something that like I wish it wasn't said, but like how did we get here? And then like it's bullying mentality is real where like a bunch of people will jump on a bandwagon, just like repeat a certain lie, like she's a bad friend or like she's a manipulator, and then it's easy for like the viewers who aren't like seeing past it to just be like and then like I now have to have someone like handle my Instagram account because I can't go on Instagram.
And I think like it could all be solved. Like I think if both sides were just like, okay,
look, I don't like being disrespected. And I didn't like it and I stood up for myself, and the way it was portrayed, I was crazy and like, cool, just don't disrespect me.
This reminds me a little bit of
I'm in the mafia now. Don't talk about my family.
And when you walk in, kiss my pinky ring. Thank
you. This kind of reminds me of like this past season of, I think it was either The Bachelorette or The Bachelor. There was a moment where like everyone didn't like a certain girl, like even watching, we didn't like her, and then everybody in the house like really ganged up on her, and it was like, whoa, like all right, now we're kind of on her side. Because why are you guys going this hard about something? Like, it's kind of weird. And I feel like the way that you're describing it is maybe something we'll see on the reunion, because the trailer for the reunion was crazy. And
I was crying hysterically yesterday.
It was nuts. It seems like it's going to be explosive. But like you said, like you're sitting there for 8 hours. After a point, you're like, why do we even still care about this? You would think by the end of it, after 8 hours sitting in a room with each other, both sides would be like, okay, you know, we both may have been wrong. We both may have been right. Why are we fight? Like, why?
No, because
I just don't understand. Like,
this is what happens when a show gets successful. I feel like certain people are getting certain attention, certain people don't like that attention, and certain people want to destroy people. And like, it's easy to destroy a girl on a show that doesn't have other people who are having her back.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel kind of bad for Amanda in this situation because I really like Amanda. Just from watching, I think she seems like a super cool girl.
Yeah, she is.
And I'm like her. That must be really hard to deal with. That like you obviously love your fiance, right? But at the same time, you have this friend that you love as well. But then you're torn. You're like, which way do I go? You know what I mean? Because if you think about it, like, say you and Paige or one of your other friends, right? And then they were fighting with Des. But you love Des. And you're just like...
If Des ever cursed out my friend, I'd smack him in the face. But I do have to say, to Amanda's credit, she's always, whenever like the Giggly Squad fight, when Kyle told me to go fuck myself and I just stood there, but when I used to be mature.
Yeah.
Amanda said, Kyle, don't speak to people like that. And when Kyle says Amanda's always had your back, he means she always defended me when he was going at me. And finally, I went back at him, and you can't go back at someone who has a lot of control of people in the house. Yeah. Because then next thing you know.
Amanda is a very loyal friend. Like, she is very chill. And I think it was just a lot this summer. Like, it was a lot. Like, 6 weeks living with people is
nonstop.